Today I have for you the ultimate full body strength and power exercise that every combat athlete should do. This is an exercise that I have in virtually every single Sweet Science of Fighting training program, and it's the push press. Now with the push press, it's the idea of sequencing force from the floor, pushing with your feet through your legs, up through your entire body, and then finishing with your hands. And obviously within combat sports, we have a lot of that where throwing strikes is generating force from the ground, finishing with your hands, shooting takedowns as part of grappling arts or MMA, where you're pushing with your feet through the floor and then finishing your takedowns, grabbing your opponent. Now, the reason I love the push press is it covers just that with the barbell, and it's relatively easy to do. We can also load it relatively heavy. Now, the push press does come with some caveats. I mean, the first one is you need to have the mobility to be able to hold the bar in the front rack position. If you don't have that, there are other variations you can use, for example, with the landmine or with dumbbells. The second thing is you need to have the mobility to be able to hold the bar overhead. I know a lot with the kyphotic bent over postures that combat athletes have. Getting into these positions might be difficult the first time. As you get more mobile and you're able to find these positions, then you can start using push press with the bar. If you have these issues, again, landmines, dumbbells, and things like that can act as variations for now. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw up on the screen here some videos of me doing the push press, and I'm going to run through some of the key points that you need to know to do this properly and for it to transfer to combat sports. So the first thing you'll notice is the upright posture and being centered under the bar. You're going to have the front rack position. The bar can be in your fingertips. If you don't have the mobility to hold the bar, that includes myself. I just have the bar in my fingertips and keeping a big chest. The important thing is when you dip. Now, during the dip, you want to have the weight through your full foot slightly towards your heel, and you want to dip straight down. The cue is having a rope hanging from your tailbone, and that rope is pulling you straight down and pulling your hips straight down to the floor. One of the biggest mistakes is pushing the hips back. I know the popular cue, especially when squatting, is to sit back like you're sitting in a chair on the toilet. That's the worst cue anyone could give you for squatting, push pressing, anything. If anyone says that to you, find a new trainer. But what you want to do is you want to dip straight down. If you're doing this with your bum back, the bar falls forward, and you also don't have your entire body under the barbell, so you cannot transfer the force that you're generating from your legs all the way through to the bar because your hips are behind the bar. Same thing if you dip with your knees forward. Same thing, your hips are now in front of the bar, and you cannot drive your force through the barbell. The other thing is when you're dipping, you don't want to dip with your knees just going forward. You should have your knees push out. By having your knees push out when you dip, you're able to dip straight down with your hips. If you dip with just your knees going forward, one, you don't have the stability, and two, it pushes your hips forward. It's not a very comfortable thing to do when you're dipping to push your knees forward. So again, hips, tailbone straight down, knees push out, maintaining that big chest. That's the dip position. The third thing is you don't want to dip too deep. The idea behind the push press is to find that very fast transition between that lowering phase and then that concentric push or propulsive phase. And that is that transition of eccentric, concentric, also known as the stretch shortening cycle, also known as explosive power, all those kind of things. And to take advantage of that, we want to be able to dip and drive in these small ranges of motion. And that's how we're going to get that transfer for fast force development, essentially. When you start dipping too low, you lose that. So for example, if I start doing quarter squats, then I run into issues. You're also going to limit how much load you can lift. You want to be able to find that fast transition. The final thing is the overhead position. Now you'll find that many lifters finish with the barbell in front of them, in front of the head. You do not want to finish here. You want to finish directly above. Your head goes through, and you'll have your biceps in line with your ears, and you'll see that in the videos that I'm showing you. If you like this style of video, breaking down various exercises for combat sports, please like, subscribe, throw down a comment, share it with your friends, all of that good stuff. Also in the description, you can join the Sweet Science of Fighting Underground that has all the training programs, including using the push press, online courses, private community with a range of coaches as well.